conversation started in March this year. I was in Brussels for a series of concerts, and I got a telephone call from my management in England that Faisal contacted them and he thought of me for this event. And my heart went just boom, boom, that's it. Because when I left the country, it was under a very different circumstance, fear. And all these years I kept on saying, should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I? Because I didn't want to become a refugee for a second time. And it took me a couple of days, it took me 3 days to really make up my mind. And people around me were pushing me and said, you should go. It's time, you know. And yeah, that's how it all started. Well, after the assassination of my dad, the whole family, we were all under house arrest. So you can imagine how difficult it was. We couldn't even move out, we couldn't go to restaurants, we were just, every time, you know, there was state research surrounding us, and I had to escape. Because if I didn't, in fact, the plan was to kill all the boys. That's why we all left. And I wouldn't be talking to you today if I had stayed. Those guys were just barbarians. And it took me over 10 years to overcome. Because obviously, you know, my father, along with other people, were accused of, you know, overthrowing Amin. And I remember in 1968, I was 15. Amin came to our home one afternoon. All of us were there. And we had tea and everything. And before he left, he pointed at us and jokingly he said, one day I will come and bombard this place. And he did it in 1971 on the 25th. We were living in Nakasero, just near the then State House. Obote was still in power. He bombed, but luckily enough, we had left the night before. He did bombard that place. My father was one of his best men. You know, he had many wives. My father saved Amin's life many times. And he killed my father. So that is something I cannot... People have been asking me whether I have forgiven. It's very difficult for me to forgive. I think, as I said a while ago, it's the most barbaric act in modern time, and I will never forget. But life goes on. I don't know. It's difficult. It's just difficult. I don't know that he had many sons, I think. I used to know, I met once or twice Taban, who was in the army. That was way back, just a few months before I left. And yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult because he had a state funeral, thanks to President Museveni, and I was not able to come but all the family in the diaspora, they went to. Yes, oh, yeah. Museveni was there himself, yeah, and they had to open the coffin, and it was terrible the way he was tortured, and it's difficult to forgive and to forget. In 2005, I composed a song in the form of a letter, which I addressed to Joseph Kony, and I had death threats because of that song. And I defend the cause. In 2010, I was approached by the United Nations because there was a film, a 90-minute documentary film presented by a journalist who actually lived in Anaha, and he knew Joseph Kony very well. So he presented that film at the United Nations, and I was invited to perform. Last year, I was invited to by Honorable Sam Kutesa, because they launched a campaign, an international campaign against the use of children in conflict. And so I've been involved in that cause for the last 6 years, and that's why there's another song I'm speaking, addressing. It's a message directed to the Acholis. I say, if you want to really fight, I think this country is rich enough. Uganda's economy is based on agriculture. I say, put down your guns, pick up hoes, and fight with the soil. That's, the more pacific move, more positive move. So I will be playing that song tomorrow. And I'm not accusing Joseph Kony, but I want to know why kids of 4, 5, 6 years are not in school. Instead, they have Kalashnikovs. Those kids are adults now, and they have no future. And that is sad. Well, world music has no. This is a term I've been discussing with Peter Gabriel for the last over 20 years. He agrees with me. I mean, it has no meaning in this world where we live, which is like a platform. There's all kinds of music, jazz, pop, rock. That term really does not mean anything to me, world music. It's like saying African music, or it's like saying European music. It's true that my kind of style, people have always found it very difficult to classify. Very. From day one, when album Exile was released, sometimes in the record shops it would be classified in the world music category, sometimes in the Afropop. I think the last, I don't know whether you've heard the last album, which was released in 2012. From the Heart, it's called. It will be on sale tomorrow. Yeah. It sounds different. It's more. People say it's more. I don't know. There's more of a rock thing into it, and even the next one is even more. But I still keep the Geoffrey Oryema identity, you know. Oh, what? Thank you, thank you. In fact, those are two of my favorites. Land of Anapa, obviously, is where my father was born, my great-grandfather, and that is where he is now resting. My mom is there as well, resting beside him. When the Bayimba festival is over, I will go up north with the guitar to Anaha, of course. In fact, that song talks about Obiga is actually is like a pillar. When the pillar of a house breaks, the whole house just comes down. So that was a tribute to my late dad. And Brother John is a tribute to my brother, actually, who died. He died here in Kampala at 40 of meningitis. Yeah.
What was that?
Meningitis.
When was that?
1989. 1989. I composed that song in 10 minutes. It just came to my mind. Music and lyrics. We'll be playing both songs tomorrow. That's a style which I've been working on for over 20 years now. I like, but when I compose, when I play the guitar, I want the guitar to cry. You know, it must cry. If it doesn't cry, then, you know, it doesn't go straight to the heart. And there is one song, and there is only one person on this earth who can play that. It's on the beat, the border, La Pointe. You know, I slap the guitar, boom, boom, boom. That is my signature, really. And I must thank my team. You see them, very talented, very, very talented. I have a very wicked guitarist, keyboard player who was here a minute ago, and Zeno. He's from originally from the Congo, but he left when he was 13. He's based in Brussels. Yeah, and they both feed me with new, fresh ideas.